Hey, what's going on YouTube? Hope you're all having an amazing day. Today we're back with another tutorial and I'm going to show you how to create your very own unique and super high quality textures using your phone camera and Photoshop. Is super easy. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Okay, first things first, and the most important part is noticing. Try to pay attention to the world around you in your everyday life and see the life, in other perspectives, like you're trying to capture textures from a bench, from a table, or even a wall at a street. So I'm going to show you a couple of different samples and photos that I took, and I'm going to show you how I made them and turned them into a unique textures and how you can use them differently in your project. So basically, these are some of the photos I took. This was from a bench, but this one is from my older phone. I believe it was an iPhone 6s, I believe. And these are all the different things that I've tried. This is from a bench, and also this was actually a paper in a restaurant, and these are all the stains of the coffee and the cup. So first things first, I'm going to show you some different things that you can do. So for example, I'm just gonna open this one. So also my image size is on 3000 to 4000. So this is the image, but I don't like this part here. So you can simply come here, and using the fill you can just change it, but before that we need to rasterize it so that we can fill it with content aware. So we are good to go. Okay, and I'm also going to scale this one a little bit more, even like this, or maybe you can also do something like this. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go for something like this. I would also go to the filter and sharpen it 2 times always to get some details. And after that, what you need to do, you can always use colorized paper textures, because if you zoom in you can see we have some cool textures here. But what I'm actually offering is to just open up one of your projects always. And for example, let me just open up this one that I like the most. Yeah, this one. And I'm just gonna turn off all the textures and everything here. So on top of everything, now that we don't have any textures, let's just copy and paste this onto everything on top, and just change the blending mode. As you can see now, you're having different types of effect, but you might say it is not good. So we go back here, and I'm just gonna adjust this. And first things first, I'm going to open up a black and white adjustment on top of everything, and after that I'm going to add a curve layer. Now on the curve layer you can do multiple different things. You just bring this over here to make it more black, and bring this over here to make it more white. But what I'm going to do is to just drag it from here and drag this one from here, to make a very good contrast. So this is giving me super wide, but it's okay, because if I just bring them to the right, both of them, now you're having more dark areas. So you just have to go through different adjustments to see what works best for you. So let me just adjust it for me and see how it works. So I came up with something like this. Something to mention is that make sure that your level or your curve layer is always on top of your black and white adjustment layer. So now I came up with something like this because I like that I have small white areas in different parts, and I will tell you why. After it is finished, just simply click on Command Shift Option E on top to create a merged layer of all of them, and you can just simply hit Command C and go back to the project, Command V, and just place it there. And from here you can simply change the blending mode. So now, as you can see, we're having this type of, these are all those white areas that I told you. But for this one I wanted something else. For this one I wanted to hit Command I to invert it and then put it on multiply. So now you can see we have some dark areas, grungy areas on different parts that we can have. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. And sometimes you can just create a mask and just go over your brush with a flow of 15 and just delete the parts that you don't like or you think is too much of a detail, and simply you can just bring down the opacity of it. So this is one of the things that you can do. Also, another thing that you can do is that you just delete all these levels. You can always keep it gray as possible. So I'm just gonna create another level on top, another new one, and I would just try to keep it as gray as possible. So I would just do something like this. You want to create something like this 50% gray here. So this is actually good. I'll just make it a little bit darker, and maybe, yeah. So for this one, you can simply paste it on your project here and put it on overlay. So basically all those gray areas would fade away on your design, and as you can see now, you're having these sick effects all around your design. As you can see, all these dark dots and stains here. So this is another cool way. So if you just keep it gray as possible and just have some small black details here and there, and it will come out so sick on your project. And also one more thing that you can do is that you can just after you merged all of them together, so I'm just gonna say merged, yeah, and I'm going to group all of these, make it invisible. You can this is one of the other images I took. Just gonna place it there. So this is the image. I'm just gonna sharpen it, as I said, 2 times, and I'm going to select the subject with the object selection tool, and it's gonna hit the mask. So now this is your layer here, but as you can see, we have some black areas here and there. So for that, what you can do is to just select your mask, go to the filter, other, minimum, and you can bring out a number like 1 or 2 will be nice. I would say, okay, yeah, 3 is good because we're having a great line, and I wanted to keep these ones here. So now, as you can see, this is also having kind of grainy texture inside with all these crumbled. So here you can do different things now. You can again, for example, bring back your image on top, and by holding Option, you can click between the layers. Now you have that inside that paper layout, and you can simply just change the blending mode to see what works best. Other thing you can do is to just change it to the gray one that we had, and hit Option again to mask it around and change the blending mode to see what works best. So as you can see, this is one of the coolest effects here. Also, we can again change everything. These are all nice. If I put it on a screen, we are having those crumpled effects. with a little bit of a stain. And I can also put it on overlay. So now instead of just having this normal texture that we are having those stains on and crumpled texture. Now again, from here you can simply turn off your background and make sure that these two are linked together, and again hit Command Shift Option E to create a duplicate of it. And then you can just simply, let me just delete these two. You can just simply put it here, and you can just place it however you want. I'm just going to show you how the texture is affecting here, so as you can see. But you need to change the lighting of it because it's not 50% gray here. So you can just simply go to the another black and white adjustments, and here you can merge them together, bring it back, put it on your design, test it. And from here you can always make sure that it is your texture is converted to the smart object, so that you can hit Command L to bring up your levels, and like so that. And from here you can always change how much of a detail and how much of the highlight or the shadow you want. Okay, let's jump to the next one. Also, the other one that I had was this, and this is also a cool one because you can select both of them, or with the object selection tool you can just simply click on them and hit the mask layer. And I'm just going to let me just select this. I'm just going to sharpen it 2 times again, and I'm going to select my mask, go to the filter and minimum, and just make it cleaner one more time. And from here, let's just have this as it is. I'm just gonna bring out this grungy wall that I had, and I'm just going to select a part of it like so. This I'm just gonna convert it to the smart object and rotate it. Now I'm having a very cool rusty cement here, rusty cement. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the image adjustment and black and white. It's gonna make it black and white here on these ones. Or also you can do it on the other textures that you had. You can do one more thing that will be cool. You can always bring up a threshold to have this type of grungy vectorized effect. So you can change the threshold level. And from here sometimes you just change this level, and you see that you don't like the effect, you can just set it wherever you think is fine. Go back to the image that you had and hit Command L, and from here again you can change whatever you like from it. So I'm just gonna make it much grungier, so something like that. But as you can see, we have these chunky parts here that I don't like. So what I'm going to do is to just hit OK. What I'm going to do here is to just go to the filter and camera raw filter, and from here I would like to crank up the textures and crank up the clarity of it. So now as you can see, this is the before and this is the after. We're having much more details here. And again, I'm going to move my threshold level, and after everything is finished, I'm just going to select the threshold effect, and the one that I had, I can hit Command E, or you can simply hit Command Shift Option E on top of your layers, and this is your texture here that you have. But I'm going to hit Command I to convert it to see how it looks, and it looks sick because we're having much more shadows here, and on the inverted version we have more lights. Also, one more thing is that I'm just gonna delete all of this. The other thing is just having a simple paper texture. So I'm just gonna bring up my background, hit Command I. So this is the texture, but it's a little bit yellowish, so I'm just going to bring up a black and white adjustment, and after that I'm just going to bring up another level. And if I just shift the level to the right, we are having more crunchy, and grungy look. But if I just bring my lights toward the center, we're having more flat design. So if you just make these two close together, you will have much more crumpled effect. So I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just gonna make it look subtle. And this is good because I'm just gonna group them together, say paper texture. This is good because if I open up a new layer called texture and place it there, and if I now change the opacity, sorry, the blending mode of it, you can see how the texture is affecting. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.